We're in the Premier League. The bad news. Our first two games are against Chelsea and Liverpool. Wish us luck, we're gonna need it. Welcome back to the Gobby Gaffer, managing Reading FC, and of course, yes, if you watched the last episode, we had that disappointing FA Cup semi-final defeat against Manchester City, but I wasn't unduly worried about that. The lads deserved a massive pat on the back, but of course we got that all-important shiny trophy and we're in the Premier League. Let's just have a little bit of a catch-up because I did play a few games off camera to just finish the season off. So as you can see there, after that last game that we played, a 2-2 draw against Hull, but we did actually win the championship with that result. We played 3 more games, won them all, played Cardiff away, nice 2-1 win, Watford at home, a 3-1 win. That really should have been a very difficult game. If we'd have played that mid-season, it would have been a very difficult game because Watford were there or thereabouts for promotion. But Middlesbrough as well. Middlesbrough was second in the league at one point. And, we beat Watford 3-1 and Middlesbrough 5-1. And after all of the worrying and the fretting, can we do it? Can we get enough points? We finished the season on 100 points. Absolutely magnificent. And 46 games played. Obviously, this is the end of the season now. 100 points. And the nearest challenger will Luton on 86 points, so we finished 14 points ahead of them. And as you can see there, the promoted teams through the playoffs, the promoted team through the playoffs was Stoke. Luton actually came up as of right. And as you can see there, we've now won the Sky Bet Championship 3 times, Sky Bet League 1 twice, Sky Bet League 2 once, the Full Members Cup. Anybody remember the Full Members Cup? I do. I actually went to Wembley to watch my team play there. But anyway, yeah, one of those and the English 3rd Division South. So we're all nicely caught up with last season now. And, to be honest, football moves on at a pace, doesn't it? And we're now forgetting about that kind of. We're moving on. It's the Premier League. And, the goal for this season, the board requirement is to bravely fight against relegation, and I think, to be honest, that's going to be the aim. We want to keep away from that relegation area. I don't even think a mid-table finish is achievable this season. I have made some signings, but a 40 million transfer budget in the Premier League is actually not a lot. For the Championship, it would have been brilliant. Premier League, not so much. Anyway, let's get stuck in. Let's have a look what I've been able to do. So 1 or 2 comings and goings, quite a lot of goings if I'm honest. I've had a little bit of trouble in the transfer market. The AI will not let me sell players, and I've got players in there who are worth 5, 6, 8 million, which collectively would bring me in some extra transfer budget, which would be really valuable. But every time I put a player on the transfer market, the AI just chucks, oh, we want them on loan. So I've had to let a few players go out on loan just to ease the wage budget, but I'm not able to generate much money at all. The one player, however, that, the AI works for itself, doesn't it? And I've said this before, be careful what you say, because Football Manager is always watching and listening. Yep, Dennis Gull, my star centre forward, and obviously he's, the AI knows that he's a massive asset to me, so it's coming in with offers for him. We did have a conversation back in the Championship. He wanted to go, and I think his value was about 20 million. So I kind of rejected an offer that came in for him. We had that silly conversation where you say, well, I'll tell you what, Dennis, how about this? And you go back in, it turned out to be 45 million. Oh, yes, boss, that's great. So I actually over doubled what I wanted for him, and he was happy with. I mean, sometimes you do wonder with the AI in this game. But anyway, let's let's paper over all of that. He's got a buyout clause now, 45 million, or at least we're saying, right, 45 million, that's the least we'll take. So we have been batting offers away, about 15, 16 offers. They started about 25 million, obviously knocked them all away. We're now up to about 45, 46 million. The offers are coming in from Brighton, who have obviously got that money to spend. He doesn't want to go. So at this moment in time, I am rejecting them. We're on the 19th of August now, 2029. We've got about a week or two of the transfer window left. I'm guessing he will go before the end of the transfer window, but we'll have to see. Anyway, let's get stuck in, and I'll just move my big head and we'll just have a look at the players that have gone out. So as you can see there, quite a few players have left. There's about half a dozen players have gone out on loan. Like I say, I've tried to get some money for them. The AI just will not let me sell them. So they're gone out on loan, saves a bit of wages, but crucially, I'm not getting that money in to help me with the transfer budget. The two players, important players as well, that are not on there are Guinness Walker, the left wing back, whose contract came to an end. I didn't think he was Premier League standard, let him go. And the young kid I brought from Rochdale, Ismail, he's gone as well. He didn't really progress how I thought he would do. So actually, no left wing backs at the club. But like I say, as you can see there, those are the players that have gone. So players coming in, and we are going to play a little bit more conservative this season. I don't think a two-striker system in the Premier League is going to work very well for us. So we're going to play with two DMs this season with one striker. So with that in mind, 2.5 million to Gimnasia for Nicolas Sanchez. 25-year-old Argentinian. His favourite position is as an anchor or a defensive midfield player, so fits perfectly. I'm not going to read any stats out on any of these players as per usual. As you can see, he's an okay player, but you know, I've told you about the finances. We'll have a look at that in a second, but I've told you about the finances. Basically, I'm building a team here to try and keep us in the Premier League. And then subsequent seasons, hopefully, once there's been a big influx of money into, well, I'm not necessarily to us, but the TV money in the Premier League is a bit bonkers. So we are going to get some money until we can hopefully try and get into Europe. We are going to have to still, you know, cut our cloth. It's a favourite saying of mine, but you do have to cut your cloth in a wise way to stay financially stable. So anyway, that's Nicolas Sanchez. 6.75 million next to Montpellier for Santiago Lopez. Left winger, as you know, we've got Traore, who I brought in, 5-star potential, looks an absolute superstar on paper. Put him on the field, not so much. Doesn't play very well at left wing. I'm retraining him to be a striker. He's not doing that well there either. So I'm not quite sure what to do with him. But anyway, Santiago Lopez has come in, and he probably will be my starting left winger. As we know, we've got Yao Cruz, who's played out there last season, was playing brilliantly in the Championship. We'll have to see. But again, decent stats, not world-beating, but decent stats. £5 million next to Valerenga for Ole Anders Schlordal. So as I said, no left wing backs at the club. Did need to sign some. They've been like a little bit of a needle in a haystack to find. So this lad's coming. He's 6'3". Very, very good physically, mentally. That, you know, bravery, concentration, determination. He's a very, very good player, this lad. But crucially, can also play left wing back. So we've got somebody who can cover both of those positions, which is absolutely brilliant. And we have our first wonder kid. Well, he's not ours, he's Liverpool's, but we've loaned him. So we have our first wonder kid on loan from Liverpool, and it's Felipe Alegria. And he's a centre-back. He's going to be starting a lot of the games. 20 years old, Colombian, and his stats look absolutely amazing. He's at the moment, he's got a value of about 40 million. Not a player that we could ever sign at the moment, but certainly on loan. I think he will do a good job for us. And look at this here. Very strong left-footed, very strong right-footed. No wonder he's a wonder kid, and he will be starting the majority of games for us. £5 million net to Midtjylland for Mads Beck Sorensen. Now, he's not my usual kind of signing, this lad. He's 30 years old. We've given him a 3-year contract. His stats are very good. They are very good, and he's got lots of experience. Crucially, just have a look here. Long throws, he's a 19 for. Can we exploit that this season? Hopefully we can. Let's get that ball into the box, cause a bit of chaos, and, well, you never know, do you? But anyway, like I say, he's again crucially, he is very left-footed, this lad, but crucially can play left wing back. So centre back, left wing back, 6'4". Again, we've got a player there who can cover two positions. Another loan signing from Fulham, Cormac Callaghan, and we are getting to a little bit of a position now where we're struggling. Well, not struggling, but you know, the homegrown player quota. Quite a few of the players who've gone were homegrown. So we're all right. We're just about meeting the demands at the moment. But anyway, this lad's come in, 21-year-old, and he's got English heritage in there as well, which is great. So he classes as homegrown. And he's a left wing back. He's only 5'10", so he certainly won't be playing centre back, although he can play there. But he's going to cover at that left wing back role. So in games, you know, maybe like Caribou Cup games and things like that, maybe early doors FA Cup games, he will come in and play. Maybe even, you know, against the likes of Stoke and Luton and whatever, he will definitely get a game this season. And lastly, for now, Reading's record signing. £12 million to Benfica for Lee Dilly. How this lad is not a wonder kid, I don't know. He's not classed as a wonder kid. He's only 20. He's 2.5 star with a 5-star potential. And look at his stats. Finishing of 16, first touch of 16. I think this lad is going to be a superstar. I did think that about Traore. You never know until they start playing, do you? But the thought process behind this is that if Dennis Skull does go, we've got kind of a replacement in there. I'd like to think that he'd hit the ground running and start banging the goals in. Who knows? Alba, the Spanish centre forward, he was banging on my door, wanted a new contract. I held off. And then eventually I gave him a new contract. And then he immediately got an injury for 4 or 5 weeks. So playing one striker now, we do have players who can play up there. So hopefully we'll be sorted for the season. So this is a tactic that we're going to be using. It's basically a 4-3-3, one striker up there, 2 DMs, and try and keep us as tight as we can. Like I say, first 2 games of the season, Chelsea, Liverpool, we could find ourselves bottom of the league after those 2 games. So hopefully morale doesn't dip. But if we can get a point out of those games, that would be absolutely brilliant. But I've now got strength in depth in virtually all positions now. So I've got a new lad at Roldan who's come through the youth setup to play at right wing back. So I've got 3 right wing backs now. One of them being a young kid, but I think he's going to be a superstar as well. But this is the tactic that we're going to use. And we're still going to use a Gegen press. And we're still going to try and play like we did last season with a bit of flair, bit of pace, all of that kind of thing. But we'll have to see how that goes. Well, the media don't think very much of the signings that I've made, and the season prediction is, well, for us to get relegated, basically. So we don't have any players in the media Dream 11. At this stage, I wouldn't expect it. We don't have the players to be that good. So it's one of those things, innit? Let's just exceed expectations. That's all we can hope for. Just having a quick look at the squad there. So these are the squad requirements. The rules say that a minimum of 8 players that are homegrown. We have 10 now, so that's not too bad. We have a maximum squad size allowable of 25. We're on 22, but that's mainly because a lot of the players that we brought in are under 21. I mean, this is this Marcus Roldan that I was talking about, the right wing back. Can play left wing back as well. He's reasonable on his left foot, but he's only 18 years old, this lad, and I think he's going to be a superstar. I'm not quite sure why he's not classed as a wonder kid, but there you go. Quick look at the finances. Yeah, doesn't look great, does it really? We're nearly 10 million in the red. Transfer budget, I have still got a little bit, but as you can see, if I spend all of that, we'll probably go nearly 20 million in the red. So little bit of wage budget left. I don't know whether I'm in for any more players yet. If I am, it's maybe going to be a loan. I don't know. There's a little bit of money to spend, but in the Premier League, you don't get an awful lot for 7.8 million, unfortunately. The staffing screen's not looking as good as I'd like it to be on the coaching side. I have got another goalkeeping coach coming. We did have an absolutely brilliant goalkeeping coach, but Arsenal poached him, and I was a little bit slow off the mark. We have got another lad coming in who is very, very good. So as you can see there, the goalkeeping department is not great. But in the other departments, we're actually best in the Premier League, if you can believe it. So I think once that goalkeeping coach comes in, we will be best in all areas for coaching in the Premier League. And that on its own is a little bit bonkers. Recruitment team, they gave me a couple more scouts. Not too bad, not too fussed about that. The medical staff we probably could do with being a little bit better. And just a quick look at the board requirement for this season, and it basically is to attempt to avoid relegation from the Premier League. I think I put an extra word in there, bravely. It's not bravely, it's just attempt to avoid relegation from the Premier League, which, hopefully we will achieve. And with that, I think it's about time we actually started kicking the ball around. We've done well in the friendlies. We lost our first one, but since then we played 6 or 7 friendlies and won them all. So we've done well early season, but we do need these new players to bed in very quickly, and obviously a slightly new formation as well. I mean, let's see how we do. The next 2 games are going to be a massive test for us. Chelsea and Liverpool. I mean, I'm not expecting to get any points out of those 2. I think the points hopefully will come from the likes of Stoke, Luton, Nottingham Forest. There are teams in there that I've got earmarked. I think that's what you have to do. You come into the Premier League, you get the fixture list and you say, right, that game there, we need 3 points out of that one. We'll not get it there, we'll not get it. That game we need 3. So you have to map it out a little bit like that to just try and get some like stabilisation, keep ourselves away from that relegation area, and then we can move on next season and get a little bit more money, better players. Well, that's the plan. Will it work? I don't know. Let's get stuck into these 2 games. I, for one, am not looking forward to this. Chelsea and Liverpool. Let's get stuck in. And just before the game kicks off, that new goalkeeping coach did come in. So if you look there in the coaching section, we are very nearly now that we've got the best staff in the Premier League. And when you think about the likes of Manchester City, Arsenal, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, all of those teams, we've actually got better coaching staff than they have. And that on its own is a bit bonkers. But it's one of the areas of Football Manager I do like to try and get right. And, this time it looks like I have. Well, welcome to the dugout for this home game against Chelsea. And, crucially, it is at home. The Liverpool game is at Anfield. Not expecting anything out of this one. So a point out of this game would be brilliant. Can we do it? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice there that Dennis Gull and Hugo Alba are both out injured. Both reasonably long-term injuries when they got injured. 4, 5, 6 weeks. I think Dennis Gull is not too far from coming back. Hugo Alba has only just done his injury. So we do get the young lad starting today. Dilly, he's up front. But anyway, the team is Boyce, Clark in goal. 2 new centre-backs in today. In fact, 3 of the back 4 are brand new. So we've got Sorensen at left wing-back, Allegria and Slaughter, the centre-backs. Sangare is the right wing-back. 2 DMs, Krivac and Sanchez, the new lad. Banicic is going to be the advanced playmaker. 2 wingers, Yao Cruz and Jevrimovic. Yes, that new winger I brought in. Again, the eagle eye will notice there. Santiago Lopez is injured as well. So, go figure, And then, of course, we've got the young lad Dilly up front. But we do have Traore on the bench who can go up there. We've got the lad Diweni, who I am actually trying to sell, but the game won't let me sell him. In the real world, you would be able to sell him, wouldn't you? His value would be like 8 million, and you'd probably get 6.5 million for him. Football Manager, not so much, and the AI just won't let me sell him. I think I'm down to about 4 million now, and they're still saying no, you can loan him out. But anyway, I'm whinging, and I do a lot of whinging about Football Manager. Let's get stuck into this game, shall we? And we're underway. And of course, the team talks that I was having in the championship, the last third of the championship, my team talks were working brilliantly. Everybody was on board and all of that kind of thing. I've just done the team talk and not one single player has batted an eyelid. So, but we're 20 minutes in. Chelsea have had 3 shots, nothing on target as yet. The XG for both teams is very low. But anyway, we do get a highlight here. Sangare now, the first highlight for Reading. Jevramovic slides the ball into Banicic. Banicic to Krivak. Krivak shoots and that hits the crossbar. And football is like that, isn't it? When you're at the wrong end of the division, that white round thing will not go between the 2 white sticks or will hit them. And as that... I thought that was in then. And that's exactly what happened there. But it's the young kid Dilly now. I mean, it'd be very nice for him to score in his debut, but don't look like we're going to see a goal. Okay, it's all been Reading up to now, which is very nice. But, this star-studded Chelsea team, they're probably only going to need 1 chance and they will score it. So anyway, they're moving down this left-hand side now. Can we get a footing on that ball? Yes, we can. Jevramovic now picks the ball up. And Schlordal plays the ball forward on a yellow card already. Dilly there. He's not the tallest. I think he's in about 5'10". So he couldn't pick that one out of the air. Great tackle there. But these generally end up in the back of the net. If you played a lot of Football Manager, you know that those generally end up in the back of the net. But this time we get away with it. And it was an absolutely brilliant tackle there. But as per usual, the ball spins off and goes to an opposition player. But we are taking the game to Chelsea here. We've had 3 shots, 2 on target. XG is very low though, 0.4. Come on, Yao Cruz. Can we get it in? Yes, we can! We can! We've scored a goal against Chelsea. It's the first goal in the Premier League. However, the referee is not giving up on this one easily. And it's a VAR. Don't we just love VAR? But it's awarded. Come on, Reading. We can do this. We're going to win the league. We're going to win the Champions League. Let's not get carried away. We can all have a joke. I'm guessing we'll probably lose this 3-1. But anyway, it's very nice. Coming into half-time, although, again, Football Manager is always watching and listening. Don't get too ahead of yourself. 2 minutes of time added on there with like seconds to spare in that half, and Chelsea have got the equaliser, and that is very, very sad. I thought we might be able to go in at half time and I could give them all a big pat on the back, few words of wisdom, but no, we go in level, and that is a bit disappointing. So the assistant, I have a new assistant manager, by the way. I didn't say that, did I? I've got a new director of football as well. Yep, it's all gone fancy here. We've shipped a few staff members out and brought some new ones in. Anyway, he's saying, I think our passing has been good so far. Let's keep it up. So, generally, after that kind of performance in the Championship, we would have said, come on, lads, this isn't good enough. Pull your socks up. But we are in the Premier League. So we're going to go along with that. And we're going to say, look, lads, you've been doing all right. If we can hold on to this 1-1 till full time, then that will do for me. Sanchez is looking nervous. And, his condition's not looking great. But anyway, let's move into the second half. So we do have a better XG in this game. Our XG is 0.95. We do have a better XG than Chelsea. But of course, Chelsea have got very technically gifted players, haven't they? So they can carve an opening there, which they have done. They're basically sliced through us there. It's 2-1 now. I feel like that's a little bit unfair because we'd actually done really well, got a goal. We're now 2-1 down, and I suppose it's to be expected. Football, we've all watched football matches, haven't we? All support a team, and we know that, you play these games. You're hoping for a result. You play well. You look like you might get it, but in the end, it doesn't turn out like that. Okay, 60 minutes, 3 changes. Dueni has come on for the young lad up front. Not having the greatest of games, but I'm not going to shout at him for that. He's only young and playing against Chelsea. Traore, we're giving him another chance on the wing. Yao Cruz not having the greatest of games. to be honest, neither of my wingers are having a good game. We have pushed it forward a little bit, so we're playing with Mazzala now, and Martin has come on in midfield. So we've definitely not been outplayed in this game. 6 shots, 3 on target, XG of 0.97. So we've definitely not been outplayed, but unfortunately I don't think we're going to get the result today. 83 minutes, the game is slipping away from us now, so I'm expected to see a few formation and tactic changes this season. Maybe a gegenpress with this team. It's not, it worked great in the Championship. Maybe it's not going to work that well in the Premier League, so we might have to go to something a little bit more cautious. But we have done quite well today against Chelsea. But anyway, I've switched it round again. We've now moved the wingers. Well, we don't have any wingers now. I brought 2 new wing backs on, and they are going to go on attacking. So let's see if we can get this equaliser. About 5 minutes of the game left. This is quite cruel, really. We've done really well in this game, and there we go, full time and a very narrow defeat to Chelsea. But it's our first game in the Premier League. There's lots of figuring out to do, and well, it's one of those, isn't it? We move on. And well, yes, we move on to well, this game's not going to get any easier. In fact, this is going to be even more difficult. An away game at Anfield. Yeah, it's Liverpool coming up. We'll see you in the dugout for that one. Well, welcome to Anfield, and well, my word, is this a baptism of fire? Okay, we've still got quite a few injuries. So the team for today is Boyce Clark in goal, back 4 of Sorensen, Cresswell, Seordal and Sangar. The fullbacks have now been told to stay back a bit in this game. The young kid we've got on loan from Liverpool is ineligible, so Cresswell is having to play in there. We're still going to play with the 2 DMs. Krivac, who had a really good game in the last game, and Sanchez in there. Banicic is still going to be the advanced playmaker. Yao Cruz and Pienko comes in for this game. Going to play them as inside forwards, and we're changing Dilly to a poacher. Obviously, we're going to have to try and find his best position. So can he play well as a poacher? Can he nick a goal at Anfield? Would be a major feather in his cap. Let's see how we do. So 14 minutes in at Liverpool, and to be fair, we have been the better team, but as we saw against Chelsea, being the better team and having more possession in the game doesn't actually mean an awful lot. In the Premier League, you've got technically gifted players who can actually win a game on their own, and 1 minute you're winning a game 1-0, and the next thing you know, a little bit of brilliance, the ball's in the back of the net twice, and you've lost the game 2-1. But no disgrace against Chelsea, and I think we played really well. We didn't get a battering that I thought we might get. This game I probably do expect a battering, but Boyce Clark there is being peppered with shots, and at this moment in time, he's actually defending them really well. So a corner here from McAllister. Yeah. The quality of the players that these teams have got is a little bit off the scale, but ahead of there, just over the bar, 15 minutes and it's still 0-0. 31 minutes, we come back again to another Liverpool highlight. I don't think that we're going to get any highlights in this game, if I'm honest. But anyway, Liverpool coming forward again, ball into the penalty area, skips round there. Ball defended really well, to be fair. Another really good defensive display, and that was some good defending against Liverpool. So our centre-backs and goalkeeper are having terrific games. McAllister now chips a ball at the box from the free kick, and again the ball is headed over. Look at the high press Liverpool have got on here. 6 players just outside our penalty area. Ball there played out to Sangare. I think we're trying to play here the Pep Guardiola style. I don't think we've got the players to do it. What do you think? Anyway, we're still attacking here. We are actually having a highlight. Sanchez now coming forward. Can he slide it through? I'd love this young kid to get his first goal. And against Liverpool, it couldn't be better, could it? But anyway, a shot there from Sanchez, just over the bar. And, well, actually, it looks like the keeper got a touch on that one. So it is a corner. So, Pienko now, who's been banging on my door saying, come on, boss, want some game time. He gets a chance to impress. A header there, straight into the keeper's arms. and I think that's the kind of thing we're going to see an awful lot of this season. So half time, it's 0-0, and I think this time I'm going to go with, I'm disappointed we're not creating enough and we're not positive enough. So let's see what that does. And they all seem fairly fired up by that, so that's a good thing. And the second half kicks off. It's been all Liverpool, if I'm honest. I didn't really expect too much else. But you know what? We're not getting battered. So I think this bodes well for the season. We've got new players in. They need to bed in. I maybe need to look at the tactic that we're playing. I don't know whether a gegenpress is... I'll have to have a word with the new assistant manager and see what he says. But like I say, positive signs. We're not getting battered. Liverpool have had a lot of the ball. They've had a lot of chances that they've squandered. I'm guessing one of these will go in soon. And again, Boyce Clark there, down to his left-hand side and touches the ball onto the post. That looked like it was a corner, but there was no highlight came from that. But anyway, again, another star-studded team that we're playing here. And I'm guessing whereas our team is probably worth, I don't know, not that many million, their team will be worth millions and millions of pounds. But at the moment, we're not seeing the difference. We've just seen some decent football being played. It's a bit of a rearguard action that we're putting into place today, and it's at this moment in time it's working really well. And we've pushed Liverpool back to their goalkeeper, but I'm sure that's a strategy that they're working on. Try and pull us out of shape, a little bit of inexperience. Can we do the job? We actually have won the ball back, so the strategy didn't work there. Sangare now on this right hand side, a little ball into Sanchez. Pienko now, is he going to slide it? You need to slide that across, and he's actually had a shot when a better ball would have been just bend it around on the ground, and the young kid probably would have had a tap in. Looks like we're going to take a short corner now, and the ball is looped into the penalty area. The keeper takes that one quite easy, and I think this is probably going to go the way of the last game where Liverpool will probably get a couple of late goals. 64 minutes, and well, I've made 4 changes. So Martin and Garby have come on in midfield. Callahan, the young kid we've got on loan, he's come on at fullback. And the wingers at the moment, I don't know whether it's the AI, I'm not quite sure, but the wingers don't seem to be playing very well. Neither winger is playing well, and we know what a good player Yao Cruz is. But again, you know, not having the greatest of games. I don't. 6.6, not great. Pienko, who's been knocking on my door saying, boss, I need some game time, otherwise I'm off. Yep, he's come in, and what was he on? A 6.3. So again, Traore gets another chance. He's come on a wing that is not his best position, but he can play there. He's mainly left-footed, inside forward, coming inside. Can he do the job? Let's see, with those 4 changes, we actually need to just hold out, really, but you never know. We might nick a goal. So again, we've not been outplayed here. 8 shots, 4 on target. Obviously, Liverpool have had a lot more of the ball than we have. But again, in the penalty area, and they squander a chance. 15 shots, 5 on target, an XG of 2.15. Our XG is 0.49. So Boyce Clark now, we're going to try and play through this high Liverpool press. Ball looped in the air, and that one is going to be picked up by Liverpool, unfortunately. That kind of football in the Premier League doesn't work, let me tell you. I've been watching Premier League football for a long time now, and generally long balls don't work because these teams will just pick you off. So you need to play a passing game and have technically gifted players who can use that ball well. But anyway, so from that hoof out, we're now under the cosh again. Liverpool have got a ball free here, a player free. It's in the back of the net. The linesman's flag stays down. Whether that'll go to VAR, I don't think it will do. But Liverpool in the 80th minute have got that inevitable goal. To be fair, the number of chances that they've had, they probably should have won this game 4 or 5-0. But anyway, yeah, so Oslai there, he's just, he was well onside, just runs into the penalty area. Past Boyce Clark. To be fair, feel a bit sorry for the goalkeeper because he's had a terrific game today. 4 minutes of time added on. Giabi with a throw. Cresswell now. Giabi throws the ball into the box, and A bit of a weak header there from Traore again. I think we are probably going to have to sell him. And another defeat, but you know what? A 1-0 at Anfield, I'll probably take that. It probably seems a bit silly to say that, but I will take it, and we are gonna say, well done, lads, we're the underdogs. And at this moment in time, everybody seems positively chuffed. So there we go, and if you've been watching any of my, my videos, and don't forget, I have another channel running, Grassroots to Goal Boots, where I'm managing Wigan and doing okay over there. So I do like the episodes where we get 2 wins, 6 points on the board. Unfortunately, we are in the Premier League now, and as we know, it's the hardest league in the world, this, and we're coming into it with a fairly understrength team. Yes, I have made signings, but like I said when I was showing you them, they're not the best players in the world. Hopefully we will get, Chelsea and Liverpool, we're never going to get points against them. Manchester United, Manchester City, Arsenal, that's not where we're going to get our points. But we do need to turn these, what I think are positive performances, we do need to turn them on against the likes of Stoke, Notts Forest, Luton. Those teams who are not fancied, that's where I'll be looking for the points to keep us away from that relegation area. Anyway, it's been a fairly long episode, this one. Lots to talk about. 2 games I've tried to get in there as well. Unfortunately, no wins. But I'm going to go and play some games off camera now. And let's see if we can put some points on the board. And hopefully, when I come back, well, we'll be away from that relegation area. Can we do it? Well, you'll have to come back and find out, and, we'll see you next time.